Welcome back to the channel, or to the channel. Today we're going to be installing fog lights into this 5th gen Ram bumper. Now obviously this is not a 5th gen Ram, but I do have a 5th gen bumper on here. So if you have a 5th gen Ram from say 19 to 2021 or even 22, your procedure is going to be the same. So if you have a 5th gen 1500, the lights are different. You want to make sure you get the light right, or the right lights for your bumper. This is the kit I bought. Comes with everything. Comes with the bezels that fit in the bumper, which replaces these covers. So it comes with right and left. Now if you have parking sensors, those will go here. This particular truck obviously won't have parking sensors, so it comes with these plugs, and they fit right in to cover those holes. So you got the right and left lights. I opted with the rectangular LED. These are integrated LEDs in here. Comes with the wiring, switch, and the brackets that holds these lights into the bumper. Now there's a couple different bumpers. So if you have a half-ton, 1500, what have you, those brackets are going to be different. Or if you have the round style halogen fog lights that you're going after, these brackets are going to be different. So you want to make sure that you're getting the right brackets for the right lights if you're buying everything separately. I bought everything as a kit, so all of this should work. Again, 1500 bumpers are different. I'm going to put a picture of that in here just to kind of show you what the difference is. But these brackets will not work on those bumpers, even though I believe the lights are the same in those bumpers. But the brackets are different and the bezels are different in those bumpers. So you want to check that before you order your kit. Now, if you're looking to just replace your lights, obviously you're just going to need the light. But the bumper I have on the truck did not have lights, so I'm adding these on to that bumper. Another thing is the wiring. Now in my case, this truck being a Laramie, the original bumper on it did have fog lights, so it has the button in the dash next to the headlight switch for the fog lights. So I'm going to end up using that button to run these lights in that same wiring. I have the original wire here that was on this truck. Obviously the end connectors that connect into the lights are different. So what I'll end up doing is splicing these new connectors onto the old wiring harness here for the fog lights on this truck to plug those in, and the other end of it will go plug right into the wires that are on the truck originally. That way I'm not going to really need all this wiring for the switch, since I already have the switch. So if you're adding fog lights to your truck and you originally didn't have it, you will need the wires and the on-off switch if you don't have that in the dash. So I'm not going to cover that, since I'm not going to be doing that. So let's get started. So our first step obviously is going to be removing these fog light bezels here. To remove those covers, or the bezels, we need to get obviously behind the bumper. There's going to be 4 bolts, or nuts rather. So what you're going to need is an 8mm socket or a wrench. There's actually 5 of them. There's one here up top, there's one at the bottom, there's one behind this bracket here at the bottom, and there's one on the right behind this bracket here on the outside corner. So what you need to do is loosen those up. Once you have them loose, they kind of just slide right out, just like so. Once they're loose, they come out just like that. If you want to just go ahead and remove them all, then the cover can just pop right out of there. We are gonna need to reuse these to hold in our new bezels for the lights, like these here. Since our kit, some of them I see they come with new ones. This particular one did not, so these will fit right in. into our bezel, just like so, and that should plug right in. We'll go ahead and remove this one on the driver's side also. These bezels are marked right and left. This is the right hand and a left hand, so you know what position they go in. Right hand obviously being the passenger side, the left hand the driver's side. So when you're putting these bezels in, it's actually easier just to leave all the bolts out and snap the bezel in where it's supposed to go, because it does have tabs on the corner to hold it in without putting the screws in. There's one at the top, bottom, and one side. So once you kind of get it in position, it will snap in and hold its position while then you can go behind it and put those screws in, or the bolts in. Put bezels in on both sides, so let's go ahead and put the light in with the bracket. So we've got the right side bracket here. Again, these are marked, and the right side light. Before we can put that into the bracket, this kit did come with some hardware. So it has the bolts that'll hold the bracket in. It's got these buttons that are going to hold the light into the bracket. So these buttons will fit into these square holes in the bracket. So there's 4 of them. So we'll get those in and get this light mounted into the bracket, and then we'll go ahead and mount the bracket into the bumper. Light mounted into the bracket using 4 Phillips screws that are supplied with the kit, which are these here. And after putting these buttons into these square holes, so these are the bolts that are supplied with the kit to mount the bracket into the bumper. There's nothing in the bumper for these to go into. So the bracket with the fog light, it's going to mount into these holes here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. What you're going to need are these clips. Now the kit that I purchased did not come with these. They gave you the bolts, but not these clips. For some reason, I happen to have some laying around, so I'll go ahead and use these, but you will need them. That's what's going to hold the light in. Okay, so we have the fog light with the bracket in position where it's supposed to go. 4 10mm bolts, 2 at the bottom, 2 at top. Now the whole assembly only fits in one way. As far as the light into the bracket and the whole bracket into the bumper, it only fits one way, so you can't plug it in wrong or anything like that. So we'll go ahead and finish tightening it up here, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. The harness that came with the fog light kit, I was able to take those connectors and splice them onto the original harness, cutting off the halogen bulbs that was in the 3rd gen bumper. Now we'll go ahead and plug this harness in. Plug the original 3rd gen fog light harness directly in. This was the original wire for the fog lights. And I was able to clip in here onto the bumper. This is the driver's side. And there's your driver's side fog light up there. And I was able to fish that whole harness all the way through to the passenger side. And that connects right there to the passenger side. And clips right into the bumper here. So it's actually a pretty clean look. Looks like it's supposed to be here, so I'm happy with that. Let's see how our lights look. So our fog lights are in. It looks like they function exactly how they're supposed to with the original switch. Here is the passenger side. Lights do need to be adjusted, but we'll save that for a different video. Thank you for watching.